As the last hours of 2025 slipped away and fireworks stalls appeared across KwaZulu-Natal, another countdown was taking place out of sight. This one had nothing to do with celebration. It was marked instead by gunshots, arrests, and operations that had been long in the making. While households across the province prepared to welcome the new year, police officers were on the move, carrying out intelligence-driven actions designed to close the year with firm action against violent crime. As midnight drew closer, a number of suspects had been killed, others were taken into custody, and the signal from law enforcement was clear: criminals would not be allowed a quiet end to the year. The Office of the Provincial Commissioner confirmed that police operations were deliberately stepped up as 2025 came to an end. Authorities said the objective was straightforward and uncompromising: to prevent those who had terrorized communities throughout the year from slipping unnoticed into the next one. As the year 2025 draws to a close and citizens of the province are preparing to usher in the new year, police officers in KwaZulu-Natal are also intensifying operations in various parts of the province, making sure that they rid the streets of those individuals who are in conflict with the law, the provincial office stated. That promise was backed by action. From Tuesday, December 30th, through Wednesday, December 31st, police teams spread out across the province, carrying out targeted raids, tracking down long-wanted suspects, and responding forcefully when confronted with violence. What unfolded was a series of tense incidents that highlighted both the dangers officers face and the ongoing presence of serious crime in KwaZulu-Natal. In the early hours of Wednesday, the rural Mbongolwane area was still quiet when police arrived at a homestead suspected of sheltering a dangerous fugitive. The man was wanted in connection with a cash-in-transit robbery that shook the Newlands area in November 2025, one of several such attacks that have traumatized communities and kept security forces on edge. The operation followed detailed intelligence and careful planning. Officers approached carefully, followed procedure, and announced themselves as they knocked. According to police, the response left them with no alternative. Gunfire erupted from inside the homestead, directed at the officers. Within moments, the situation escalated into a shootout. Police returned fire, focusing on protecting themselves and nearby residents. When the exchange ended, the suspect had been fatally wounded. At the scene, officers recovered a 9mm pistol containing 6 rounds of ammunition, a weapon that could easily have been used again to endanger lives. As investigations at the scene continued, police uncovered a disturbing detail. The suspect was a repeat offender. The 56-year-old had been on parole after serving 15 years of a 30-year sentence for armed robbery and murder. The revelation unsettled many, serving as a reminder of how some violent offenders, once released, can quickly revert to the same behavior that first sent them to prison. The incident has reignited ongoing discussions about parole, rehabilitation, and the risks communities face when dangerous offenders return to society. For officers involved in the operation, the priority was immediate and clear. A suspect linked to a major robbery was no longer a threat. But Mbongolwane was only one part of the broader crackdown. In another breakthrough elsewhere in the province, members of the provincial tracing team closed a case that had remained unresolved for years. In Clearwater Township, police arrested a 34-year-old man wanted for a murder committed in Marion Hill in 2019. Investigators explained that the case had not been forgotten, but the suspect had disappeared after being arrested and granted bail, allowing him to evade trial. For 5 years, the victim's family waited without closure, while the suspect remained at large. His arrest just days before year-end was described by police as proof that accountability does not expire. Even years later, officers said, the pursuit continues. Meanwhile, other units intensified efforts to remove illegal firearms from the streets, a critical focus in a province heavily affected by gun violence. In Taylor's Halt, members of the Peter Maritzburg Flying Squad stopped and searched a 28-year-old suspect. What they discovered underscored the ongoing danger faced by both police and the public as 2025 came to an end.